The big hall on Elara Prime shone with soft blue light. The walls curved high like a giant dome, and rows of seats rose in circles around the center platform. This was the main room of the Galactic Concordance, where species from many stars came to talk. Today, the air felt heavy. Everyone knew the meeting was important. For months, small fights had happened along the edges of known space. Ships fired at each other. Colonies lost contact. Now, the leaders hoped to stop the trouble before it grew into full war. Many aliens filled the seats. The Vexari stood tall on thin legs, their hard shells clicking softly when they moved. Their black eyes watched everything without blinking. Next to them sat the Lirath, bodies made of clear crystal that glowed in different colors when they felt strong emotions. The Zorath took up the most space, big creatures with many tentacles that waved slowly, like plants underwater. Their leader, High Arbiter Thalvor, sat in the front row. His skin was deep purple, and his eyes burned yellow. He looked sure of himself, like someone who always won. In the middle of the platform stood the small human group. Only 3 people came from Earth. Ambassador Ji-Yoon Kim walked first. She wore a simple dark suit, her black hair tied back neatly. Her face stayed calm, even when hundreds of alien eyes turned to her. Behind her came Colonel Min-Suk Pak, tall and straight in his gray uniform. His hands stayed behind his back, but his eyes moved fast, noting every detail in the room. Last was Dr. Soo-Min Lee, the scientist. She carried a small tablet and looked a little nervous, but she kept her chin up. Ji-Yoon stepped to the speaking spot. A clear shield rose around her, so her voice carried to every seat without shouting. "We come here for peace," she said in a steady voice. "Earth wants no war. We want to live and grow like everyone else." Thalvor made a low sound, almost like a laugh. His tentacles lifted. "You say that now," he answered through the translation field, "but your ships cross lines. Your people take resources that belong to others. Your kind grows too fast. You spread like fire on dry grass. The Concordance will not allow it." He waved one tentacle, and a large hologram appeared above the platform. It showed maps of space, red lines marking human colonies, blue lines showing alien territory. Some red areas pushed into blue ones. "This is proof," Thalvor said. "You break rules, you ignore borders. We offer one last chance. Accept our terms or we act together against you." The terms appeared on the hologram in clear letters. Humans must destroy most warships. They must give up 5 colony worlds. They must let Concordance ships watch every human planet forever. No new colonies without permission. No new weapons without approval. If humans said no, the combined fleets of many species would move in. The room stayed quiet. Everyone waited for Ji-Yoon to speak. She read the terms slowly. Then she looked up at Thalvor. "We hear your words," she said. "We understand what you ask. But Earth cannot accept this. It ends our freedom. It stops our growth. We did not join the Concordance to become prisoners." Murmurs spread through the seats. Some aliens looked angry, others looked surprised. A Vexari clicked its mandibles loudly. A Lyrath's crystal body turned sharp red. Thalvor leaned forward. "You refuse?" His voice grew louder. "Then you choose war. Our fleets are ready. We have numbers. We have power. Your small race cannot stand alone." Ji-Yoon did not raise her voice. "We choose no war," she said, "but we also choose no surrender. Please give us a short break to talk among ourselves." Thalvor waved a tentacle in anger, but he agreed. 15 minutes, he said, no more. The humans walked off the platform to a small side room. The door closed behind them with a soft hiss. A table stood in the center with 3 chairs. Min-Suk spoke first. "They think we are weak," he said quietly. "They see only our size now, not what we can do." Soo-Min opened her tablet. She showed them secret files. Numbers scrolled fast. Factory output on Earth and the colonies, ship production rates, population ready to work, Hidden weapons in deep space. They guess our strength wrong, she said, by a lot. Their spies see only what we let them see. Jian looked at the numbers. She nodded slowly. They believe we talk because we fear them, she said. They think we bluff, but we do not bluff. Minsok crossed his arms. If we walk away now, they will push harder. Sanctions first, then blockade, then attack. We know their plan. Jian closed her eyes for a second. When she opened them, her face looked harder. We stop talking, she said. Words will not change their minds. Only action will. Sumin swallowed. You mean the reply? Yes, Jian said. The one we prepared long ago. No more warnings, no more offers. Just the truth of what humans can do when pushed. They sat in silence for a moment. Outside, the aliens waited. Some talked in low voices. Others stared at the door. The 15 minutes ended. The humans walked back to the platform. Jian stood again at the speaking spot. The shield rose. Falvor looked at her. Your answer? Jian spoke clearly. Humanity rejects every demand. We will not disarm. We will not give up our worlds. We will not live under your watch. Shouts filled the hall. Tentacles waved. Crystals flashed bright. Insects clicked in anger. Falvor stood up tall. Then you declare war on the Concordance, he roared. We will cut your trade. We will block your ships. We will take your colonies by force. Ji-un did not move. She looked straight at him. We hear your threat, she said. Humanity has listened to your terms. Our reply will come soon. You will see it clearly. She turned. Minsok and Sumin followed. They walked off the platform without looking back. Guards opened the exit door. The humans stepped through. Behind them, the hall exploded into noise. Aliens argued. Some called for attack now. Others said, wait and see. Falvor slammed a tentacle on his seat. They insult us, he shouted. Send the fleets. Prepare the blockade. But Ji-un and her team were already gone. Their ship waited outside. Engines hummed softly. As they boarded, Ji-un looked back once at the glowing hall. They wanted peace on their rules, she said to Minsok. Now they get our answer. The door closed. The ship lifted silently into the black sky. Below, Elara Prime turned slowly, peaceful for now. But everyone who watched knew something big had changed. The talks were over. The diplomatic cruiser left Elara Prime fast. Its engines glowed blue as it broke away from the planet's orbit. Alien warships followed at a distance. Zorath destroyers with sharp spines. Vexari scouts that moved like insects. Lyrath observation ships that shimmered like glass. They watched every move. Their sensors locked on the human ship. They expected fear. They expected radio messages begging for more talks. But nothing came. Inside the cruiser, the three humans sat in the small command room. Ji-un Kim looked at the main screen. It showed the stars sliding past. Minsek Park checked the weapons panel. Everything was ready, but he kept it quiet. Su-min Lee worked on her tablet. She sent one short signal to Earth. It used old codes, the kind no alien could break easily. Ji-un spoke first. They are listening now, waiting for us to crack. Minsek nodded. Let them wait. Silence scares them more than words. Su-min looked up. The packet is ready. One file, video only. No sound at first. Title, Human Response, Do Not Interfere. I set it to spread through every open relay in the Concordance network. It will hit their homeworlds in hours. Ji-un gave a small smile. Good. Send it when we jump to hyperspace. Let them see it after we disappear. The ship reached the jump point. Engines hummed louder. Space folded around them. The stars stretched into lines, then snapped back. The cruiser was gone from normal space. The alien ships lost their lock. Confusion spread on their bridges. Where did the humans go? Why no message? Why no fight? Far away on Earth, things moved fast. Deep under the city of Seoul, in a huge bunker, President Tae-woo Choi stood in front of many screens. Generals and scientists filled the room. Lights were dim. Everyone spoke in low voices. General Haiyan Yun pointed to a map on the wall. Red dots showed hidden bases. All factories report green, she said. Antarctic plants at full speed. Pacific yards launching drones every 10 minutes. Oort cloud fleets waking up now. Taewoo looked serious. How long until the packet reaches alien space? 4 hours to the nearest relay, a tech answered. Then it spreads like fire. Their whole network will show it at the same time. Taewoo turned to a screen that showed Ambassador Ji-eun's last message from the cruiser. She did well, he said quietly. Now we show them why we talked first. In the cold dark of the Oort cloud, far beyond Pluto, ships waited. They looked like rocks from outside. Inside they carried thousands of small attack craft. Engines stayed cold to hide heat. Crews slept in shifts. Captains read orders again and again. The orders were simple. Wait for the signal, then move. One captain, a young man named Sung-ho Kim, sat in his chair. He stared at a photo of his family on Earth. They think we are small, he said to his second officer. They will learn soon. Back on the diplomatic cruiser, the jump ended. The ship came out near a quiet star system, far from any alien eyes. Ji-eun stood up. Send it, she told Soo-min. Soo-min pressed the button. The file shot out through hidden relays. It bounced from one old satellite to another. Then it hit the big Concordance hubs. The aliens had built these hubs to share news and trade data. Now the file used their own system against them. On Thalvor's flagship, an officer ran to the bridge. High Arbiter, a human data packet just entered our network. It is spreading fast. Every screen is lighting up. Thalvor waved a tentacle. Open it. Let us see their weak threat. The view screen flickered. No words came first. Clear, sharp, cold. First picture. A huge shipyard above Earth. Machines moved like ants. They built warships so fast the eye could not follow. Metal grew from nothing. Self-replicating drones flew in lines, taking apart asteroids and turning them into hulls. Numbers flashed on the side. 1,247 new ships completed in the last day. Another number. 8,000 more in production. Thalvor's yellow eyes narrowed. Lies, he said. They fake this. But the next image came. Real-time video. A moon base. Humans in suits worked outside. They attached engines to rocks the size of cities. The rocks moved. They flew toward deep space at high speed. Text appeared. Relativistic kinetic weapons. Speed. 0.92 c. Impact energy, enough to split a small planet. A Zorath officer made a low sound of fear. If they launch these, we cannot stop them in time. More images followed. Colony worlds changed overnight. Cities turned into factories. People lined up to get cybernetic parts. Stronger arms, faster brains, better eyes for war. Billions worked without complaint. Children learned weapon codes in school. Old people ran control rooms. Then the last part. A close-up of Ji-eun Kim. She sat at a desk on Earth. She looked straight at the camera. Her voice was calm, but hard. You asked for peace on your terms. We say no. This is our answer. We do not want war. But if you push, we will push back, harder than you can imagine. Do not come near our space again. Do not touch our people. This is your only warning. The video looped. It played again and again. On every alien world, in every ship, in every home. Panic started small, then it grew. On a Vexari hive ship, workers stopped moving. Their hive mind felt confusion. Orders clashed. Others wanted to run. A Lirath crystal palace shook. Their seers saw flashes of human fleets. The crystals cracked from the strain. Red light filled the halls. Thalvor stared at the frozen image of Ji-eun. His tentacles trembled. They hid this power, he said slowly. All this time, they hid it. An admiral stepped forward. High Arbiter, our scouts report strange readings, small probes near our core systems. They were not there yesterday. Thalvor turned fast. Probes? Human probes? Yes, tiny. We missed them before. Now they send data back to Earth. They know our fleet positions. The bridge went quiet. Thalvor looked at the screen again. Ji-Yoon's face stared back. No anger, no smile, just truth. He spoke softly. We thought they talked because they were weak. Now I see. They talked because they could afford to. Outside, the stars stayed silent. But across the galaxy, alarms rang. Fleets changed course. Leaders called emergency meetings. Fear spread faster than light. On the human cruiser, Ji-Yoon watched a small screen. It showed the packet spreading. She turned to Min-Sok and Sumin. They see it now, she said. Min-Sok nodded. And they fear it. Sumin closed her tablet. The reply has begun. No words, just proof. Ji-Yoon looked out at the stars. We gave them peace once. They threw it away. Now they get the other choice. The cruiser flew on, quiet, steady, ready. Earth waited. The factories hummed. The fleets opened their eyes. The packet spread like a storm across the galaxy. Every major comm relay caught it. Every view screen, every holotank, every neural feed lit up at once. No warning, no escape. The file forced its way in. Aliens and ships, on planets and cities, everyone saw the same thing. No sound at first, just moving pictures. Clear, cold, real. On the bridge of Thalvor's flagship, the main screen went dark for a second. Then the images started. A vast shipyard floated above Earth. Machines worked without pause. Arms of metal grabbed raw ore from space. They melted it, shaped it, built hulls. Warships grew like plants in fast motion. One finished every few minutes. Numbers ran along the bottom. Day 47 output, 3,412 combat vessels. Projected day 60, 15,000 plus. Drones flew in perfect lines. They took apart asteroids the size of mountains. Nothing was wasted. Everything became weapons. Thalvor stared. His tentacles hung still. This cannot be, he whispered. Our spies said their yards were small, slow. An officer spoke in a low voice. High Arbiter, the video carries sensor tags. It is live, not faked. The picture changed. Deep space, a long, thin object shot forward. It looked like a simple rod of metal. No engines glowed, no lights. It moved fast, very fast. Text appeared. Launch detected 18 days ago. Current velocity 0.91 c. Target lock confirmed. Impact in 7 hours. Estimated energy release equivalent to 4 teratons. Moon-class body fracture possible. A Zorath navigator made a sharp hiss. They sent these weeks ago, before the talks even started. They planned this. Another image. A human colony world from orbit. Cities glowed bright. Then in hours, the lights shifted. Tall buildings changed shape. Roofs opened. Factories rose from parks and streets. People poured out. They wore simple clothes at first. Then suits. Then armor. Lines formed at clinics. Doctors attached metal arms, glowing eyes, stronger legs. No one cried. No one ran. They walked forward, ready. A voice came now, soft, calm. Ji-Yoon Kim's face filled the screen. She sat in a plain room. Behind her, a window showed Earth, blue and quiet. She looked straight ahead. You asked for peace, she said. We offered it many times. You answered with demands, with threats, with ultimatums. We do not want your war, but we will not kneel. This is what happens when humans are pushed. We build, we prepare, we endure. Look closely. This is not anger. This is what we are. The video looped. It played again and again. Panic moved fast. In the Vexari hive capital, the great nest shook. Workers froze. Their shared mind felt fear ripple through millions. Queens sent orders to attack. Soldiers sent orders to hide. The conflict tore at their thoughts. Some ships turned back mid-flight. Others pushed forward anyway. Confusion spread like poison. On a Lyrath crystal moon, the seers gathered in their tall spire. They touched the glowing walls. Visions came, human fleets appearing from nowhere, strikes hitting without warning, worlds burning clean. The crystals could not hold the images. One by one they cracked. Sharp sounds filled the air. Red light bled out. Seers fell to the floor. Their bodies dimmed. A young Lyrath named Caliph ran through the halls. The humans knew our weak points, she said to no one. They studied us, for years. In a Zorath command center on their homeworld, admirals shouted. Maps showed their fleets, strong, many ships, proud formations. Then small red dots appeared. Tiny, everywhere. Human probes. Some hid in asteroid belts. Some floated near gas giants. Some sat silent, in high orbits around core planets. They had been there for months. Quiet, watching, sending data home. One admiral slammed his tentacle down. How did we miss them? Another answered, because we looked for fleets, not ghosts. Thalvor stood alone now on his bridge. The video still played, Ji-Yoon's words repeated. He felt cold inside. All his life he had led. He had crushed rebellions. He had forced treaties. He had believed size meant power. Numbers meant victory. Now he saw the truth. Humans did not fight like others. They did not shout. They did not rush. They waited. They built in secret. They planned for the worst day. And when that day came, they answered with silence first, then with everything. He turned to his communications officer. Open a channel to Earth. All frequencies, now. The officer hesitated. High Arbiter, they may not answer. Try, Thalvor said. His voice sounded tired. The channel opened. Static hissed. Then a voice came through. Not Ji-Yoon. A man, deep, calm. President Taewoo Choi speaking. We receive your signal. Thalvor stepped forward. Human leader, your message is seen. We understand your position. We wish to discuss terms again. A new meeting, neutral ground. Taewoo's voice stayed even. The time for talks passed on Alara Prime. You made your choice. We made ours. But millions will die, Thalvor said, on both sides. No, Taewoo answered. Only if you force it. Pull your ships back. Release our colonies. Stay beyond the line we set long ago. Do this, and no further harm comes. Refuse, and the reply continues. Silence stretched. Thalvor looked at his officers. Their faces showed fear, doubt. Some nodded slowly. Others looked away. He spoke again. What is your line? Taewoo answered without pause. The border stands where it stood before your demands. No closer, no farther. We return to peace, or we do not. The channel closed. Thalvor sank into his chair. The video still looped on every screen. Ji-Yoon's face, her quiet eyes, her simple words. Across the galaxy, leaders watched. They argued. They feared. They remembered old stories of species that grew too fast, too strong. None had lasted. But humans were different. They did not conquer for glory. They did not destroy for hate. They defended. And when they defended, the galaxy shook. In a small scout ship near the edge of human space, a Vexari pilot stared at the broadcast. She turned off the sound. The pictures kept playing. Shipyards, weapons, people ready to fight. She thought of her own home, her young ones. She sent a message to her queen. Short, simple. Advise retreat. They are not like us. They are worse. On Earth, in the bunker under Seoul, Ji-Yoon watched the same feed on a small monitor. She sat with Min-Sok and Su-Min. No one spoke for a long time. Min-Sok broke the quiet. They are scared now. Su-Min nodded. Good. Fear makes them think. Ji-Yoon looked up. Fear is not the goal. Survival is. We showed them the cost. Now we wait. Outside, the factories never stopped. The ships waited in the dark. The probes watched. The galaxy held its breath. The reply had landed. Not with fire, not with screams, with truth. And truth terrified them most of all. The first strike came without warning. No drums of war, no battle cries, just silence, then light. A Zorath battle fleet gathered near the neutral system of Kalis 9. 30 heavy cruisers, 50 support ships. They formed a tight wall, ready to push into human space if the order came. Thalvor watched from his flagship, far back. He had told his admirals to hold position, show strength, wait for the humans to blink. They did not blink. At 0317 Standard Time, a single object appeared on sensors. Small, fast. It had no engines that glowed, no heat signature until the last second. The fleet's alarms screamed, too late. The object, a thin tungsten rod the length of a shuttle, hit the lead cruiser at 0.93 C. No explosion at first, just impact. The rod punched through armor like paper. It kept going, through reactors, through crew decks, through the other side. Then the kinetic energy released, a flash brighter than a star for a fraction of a second. Gamma rays burned out sensors across 3 sectors. The cruiser vanished. A cloud of hot metal and gas spread where it had been. The rest of the fleet turned in panic. Engines flared, ships scattered, but the damage was done. Communications failed, navigation computers overloaded, half the fleet drifted blind, the other half fled toward home space. Thalvor stared at the empty spot on his screen. His tentacles shook. "One shot," he said. "One shot from weeks ago. They sent it before we even left Alara Prime." An officer whispered, "They have more. Many more." No second strike came for the Zorath that day. The message was enough. Next came the Vexari hive world of Nexara Prime. The planet hung in green light, covered in tall spires, where billions lived in perfect order. Orbital defenses circled it, thousands of laser platforms, missile swarms, shield generators. The Vexari felt safe. Their mind link made them strong together. Then the change started small. A single maintenance drone on one platform twitched. Then another. Tiny things, no bigger than grains of sand, slipped inside the reactors. They had drifted in months earlier, carried by trade winds no one noticed. Human microdrones, self-replicating, patient. Inside the reactors they ate, they built, they grew. In hours, the first platform overheated. It glowed red, then white, then it broke apart in a quiet bloom of debris. The explosion chain reacted. One platform after another failed. Shields dropped. Missile bays cooked off. The orbital ring turned into a slow-motion storm of wreckage. Down on the surface, the hive mind felt pain. Queens screamed in shared thought. Workers froze. Soldiers ran in circles. No enemy ships attacked. No human fleet appeared. Just their own defenses eating themselves. A Vexari commander sent a desperate signal to the Concordance. Humans did this, without firing once. Pull back. All forces pull back. On Lyrath worlds, the strikes were cleaner. Their crystal technology was beautiful, but fragile. Human teams had studied it for years. They knew the frequencies that hurt most. Buried devices, old archaeotech from precursor ruins, reverse-engineered on Earth, woke up. They sent tight pulses, EMP waves shaped like needles. They hit only crystal matrices, not flesh, not buildings, just the tech. Communication nodes went dark. Ships lost power in mid-flight. Cities lost lights for seconds, then came back dim. The Lyrath seers felt their visions tear. Many fainted. Their leaders gathered in panic. "They can blind us," one said. "They can deafen us, without killing a single soul." Across the galaxy, the pattern repeated. No grand fleets, no invasions, just precise cuts. A supply convoy vanished when a hidden mine, placed years ago, detonated. A command station lost all data when a virus, carried by a long-forgotten probe, activated. A research lab on a moon saw its experiments turn against it when control systems flipped. Everywhere the same rule held. Humans hit military targets only. No cities burned, no civilians died. But the message sank deep. We can reach you. We can break you. We choose not to, yet. Ji-un Kim sat in the command bunker under Seoul. Screens showed reports from across space. Green lights for human assets, red for alien losses. She watched without joy. Min-sok Park stood beside her. Soo-min Lee typed updates. Min-sok spoke quietly. They are retreating already. Some fleets turned before we even acted. Ji-un nodded. Good. They understand now. Soo-min looked up. We have a new broadcast request from Thalvor himself. He wants to speak. Ji-un thought for a moment. Open the channel. Audio only. No visuals. The link connected. Thalvor's voice came through. Tired. Rough. Ambassador Kim, we have seen your reply. Our forces are pulling back from the border zones. We release the occupied colonies. We ask for ceasefire. Immediate. Ji-un answered calmly. We hear you, High Arbiter. Your ships must cross back beyond the old line. No weapons hot, no scouts forward. Confirm this, and the strikes stop. A pause. Then Thalvor said, It is done. Orders are sent. Ji-un waited. Reports came in fast. Zorath ships turning. Vexari pulling away. Lyreth standing down. She spoke again. This is mercy, Thalvor. We could have done more. We did not. Remember that. The channel closed. In the bunker, Min-sok crossed his arms. They will hate us for this. Soo-min shook her head. They will fear us. That is better. Ji-un stood up. She walked to a window that looked out on the city lights. Seoul glowed peaceful. People walked streets. Children laughed. Life went on. They wanted to control us, she said. They thought size wins, numbers win. Now they know different. Far out in space, alien crews watched their screens. Retreat orders came. Engines turned. Ships limped home. Some captains cried in silence. Others stared at the dark, wondering what came next. On a small human outpost near the new border, a young soldier named Ji-hoon watched the alien fleet fade into jump space. He lowered his rifle. They are leaving, he told his friend. His friend smiled. For now. Ji-hoon looked at Earth in the distance. A blue dot. Small, but strong. The galaxy had learned. Humans did not seek war. They sought peace. But when peace failed, their answer came quiet, fast, and final. No cheers rose on Earth. No parades. Just work. Factories slowed but did not stop. Ships stayed ready. Probes kept watch. Ji-un returned to her desk. She wrote one short message, sent it wide. Humanity stands. The line holds. Let there be peace again, on equal terms. She turned off the light. Outside the stars shone steady. The reply had ended. The galaxy changed in days. Not with fire across the stars. Not with armies marching. With quiet steps backward. Alien ships turned their bows away from human space. Engines cooled. Formations broke. Fleets that once looked unstoppable now looked small against the black. On the Zorath homeworld, Thalvor stood in the great command hall. Tall windows showed their purple skies. Below, cities buzzed with worry. People gathered in streets. They watched news feeds that still replayed the human video. Ji-un's calm face, the shipyards, the rods of death. Thalvor's advisors waited behind him. None spoke first. He turned slowly. His tentacles moved heavy. Send the final order, he said. All ships return to core space. No patrols near the human line. No probes, nothing. One advisor stepped forward. High Arbiter, some fleets want revenge. They say we look weak. Thalvor looked at him with tired eyes. Weak is better than gone. Tell them the truth. We pushed. They pushed back, harder. We live because they let us. The advisor bowed and left. Thalvor stared out at the stars. He thought of the rod that erased his lead cruiser. One piece of metal, one silent flight, years of planning in secret. Humans did not shout before they struck. They just struck. Across many systems, the concordance broke apart. Old alliances cracked. The Vexari queens argued in their shared mind. Some wanted to hide deep in their hives. Others wanted new friends, anyone but humans. The Lyraths sealed their crystal spires. They stopped sharing visions with outsiders. Fear made them alone again. Small peace groups grew. Voices on alien networks called for talks, not demands, real talks. "We must learn from this," one Lyrath scholar broadcast. "Humans do not hate, they defend. Let us not wake that again." On Earth, the command bunker under Sol stayed busy but calm. President Taewoo Choi walked the halls. He stopped at screens that showed green borders. No red alerts, no incoming threats. General Ha Yon-yoon stood nearby. She pointed to a map. "Last Zorath ship crossed the line 30 minutes ago," she said. "Vexari gone, Lyrath silent, but pulling back. Colonies returned, empty now, ours again." Taewoo nodded. "No losses on our side?" "None," Ha-Yon answered. "Probes report clean retreats. They even left repair drones for their damaged hulls, like they were afraid to leave trash in our space." A small smile touched Taewoo's lips. "Good. Let them keep the fear. It buys us time." Ji-yoon Kim entered the room. She looked tired but steady. Min-sek Park and Soo-min Lee followed. They had not slept much. None of them had. Ji-yoon spoke first. "The message is out. Our border stands. Peace if they want it, nothing if they don't." Taewoo looked at her. "You started this on Ilara Prime. You ended it here. Thank you." Ji-yoon shook her head. "We all did it. The factories, the crews, the people who built in silence for years. I just spoke the words." Soo-min stepped forward. "We still watch. Probes stay active. Factories slow but ready. If they come again." "They won't," Min-sek said quietly. "Not soon. They saw enough." Outside the bunker, Seoul woke to a normal morning. Sun rose over tall buildings. People went to work, children ran to school, markets opened, life moved on like nothing had happened. But everyone knew. News feeds showed empty space where alien ships used to wait. Headlines read simple words: "Threat withdrawn. Peace returns." In a park near the Han River, an old man sat on a bench. He fed birds. A young girl walked by with her father. She pointed at the sky. "Daddy, are the bad aliens gone?" The father smiled. "Yes, they went home." The old man looked up. "They learned something," he said softly. "Humans don't start fights, but we finish them." Far out, on a human colony world that had been taken and now returned, settlers landed again. Ships touched down on green fields. Families stepped out. Children ran through grass. Workers started repairs on houses. No anger in their eyes, just work. Life. One settler, a woman named Unji, stood on a hill. She looked at the stars. "They thought we were small," she told her husband. "Now they know we are many and strong." Her husband put an arm around her. "And we want peace. That's why they left." In deep space, a lone human scout ship drifted near the new border. Captain Sung-ho Kim sat in the chair. His crew rested. Sensors stayed quiet. No ships came close. He opened a private channel to Earth. "All clear here," he reported. "They respect the line." Back in Seoul, Ji-yoon received the message. She sat alone in a small office. A window showed the city lights. She thought of Ilara Prime, the hall, the demands, the silence after she walked away. She spoke to the empty room. "We gave them a chance. They took another path. Now they choose wisely." She stood up, walked to the window. The blue planet turned slow below. No, she was on Earth, looking at the sky. Stars shone bright. Somewhere out there, alien eyes looked back. Not with hate now, with caution, with respect. Min-suk found her there. "It's over," he said. "For now. Peace needs guarding." Suman joined them. The galaxy will remember this. Humans talked first. When talks failed, we answered. Not with rage, with fact. Ji-un nodded. And the fact is simple. We exist, we grow, we defend what is ours. Push us and the answer comes. Quiet, fast, final. They stood together. No words needed. Outside the world slept peaceful. Factories hummed low. Ships waited in shadows. People lived. The galaxy learned a hard lesson. Humans did not want empires. They did not want slaves. They wanted room to breathe, room to build, room to dream. When that room was threatened, they showed what waited behind the calm words. Not monsters, not conquerors, just people who would not break. And that scared the stars more than any fleet ever could. Months passed. Trade started again. Slow, careful. Alien ships asked permission before crossing lines. Human ships answered polite. No threats, no guns hot, just clear rules. One day, a small Zorath courier arrived at a human station. It carried a message from Thalvor. Short, simple. We seek understanding, not war. May we speak again, on your terms. Ji-un read it. She smiled small. Tell him yes. Neutral ground, equal voices. The reply went out. Peace came back. Not because humans won, because the galaxy finally listened. And in the quiet after the storm, Earth turned on. Blue, alive, untouched. The stars watched.